share a pic, baby, now you're set.
Hi everyone, it's me, Luna, back with another video. Disclaimer, if you hear loud noises that don't sound like me and they sound like they're coming from the outside, I apologize. We live not far from a high school and they're doing something today. I don't even know. All I can hear is wah, 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 and it's very annoying. But if you hear that, that's what you're going to hear. You might hear me, because we have a person that likes to go around on a scooter. Just, if you hear those in the audio, it's not us. Alright, so today, and with that, I'm Luna Soul, one half of Trash Pop, a drag queen pop duo that likes to do videos here on YouTube. For today's video, I figured I would actually play with some makeup. I want to do something that I've seen a couple people do. I want to do how I used to do my makeup, but how I'm going to do it is I'm going to do half my face, how I do it now, and my other half, how I used to do it from what I remember. It's one of those weird things that, like, eventually when you start doing your makeup a certain way, you forget the old way you used to do it. But I'm just going to kind of do it like when I first started out kind of doing makeup. It's kind of be like tips and tricks, kind of like going more off of what Priscilla was doing in her last video. But yeah, you'll see the difference of what I do now and what I used to do and why I do it. Alright, so we're going to move you in a little closer, so just one sec. Alright, now that you're a little closer, let's get started. So I'm going to start, like I said, left side, or your right, will be what I do now, and your left, my right, will be how I used to do it. So let's start off with how I used to do it. We're going to start out with foundation. I never really got into priming. I'm going to probably start doing that now, but that's not what I'm doing, so, or what I did. So let's just dive on in. Alright, so what I started using in the beginning was drugstore foundations. Now I use ones that are more expensive. But, so something that I would have used is something like Wet n Wild, so let's do that. And when I first started doing makeup, I used my fingers. So I'm gonna try that after I get my hair put. So let's keep going. Put some here, there. I'm not gonna do my chin, so don't judge me. And like, yeah, just use my fingers. Oh my god, this is a sin. Oh my god. This is like to show you what not to do. Alright. I can't believe I used to do it this way. We all did that, honestly. We all just didn't know what we were doing in the beginning. Well, I guess a lot of you younger people, I'm acting like I'm so old, probably, you've had YouTube. I didn't have YouTube. Priscilla pointed this out. We didn't have YouTube. Well, it wasn't as popular for beauty gurus when we started doing makeup. So, we didn't have that. Oh my god, this looks horrible. Ugh. I'm gonna cheat a little bit. We did not have beauty blenders back when I started doing makeup. We just used brushes and fingers. But let's get that set in. Okay. So there's that. So that's how I would do my foundation when I was first starting out. And this is how I used to do it. And this is the kind of colors and foundations that I would use. They weren't the best. They still worked. Wet n Wild's a good one, but it smells like freaking paint. Ugh, alright. So what I use more now, I use Juvia's Place. I swear by Juvia's Place. It is the most bang for your buck. I love it. And it's super full coverage. How I do it now, I always start out with a brush. I know this is not a foundation brush. I just lost mine. And this is what I use now. Alright, so alright, and then when I feel like I've done a good enough job, that's when I go in with my beauty blender, pat that in. Just all over, just a better application process. Being able to have it nicely blended, there's no streaks. Since I patted the other side out, it looks just as good, honestly. So, yeah. So yeah, I always like doing mine with a brush first, and then going in with a beauty blender to really set it in, and it will pick up any extra product that you have on your face. Alright, since I didn't do my makeup how I actually do it, I usually do my eyes first, which I obviously didn't do in this case. I got a little ahead of myself. We'll keep going with our base. We're gonna do contour. I used to do contour with this brush. I don't even know what this is. I got it out of Ipsy. But I used to strictly only use powders for my contour. And it was this. It's a Too Faced like chocolate bronzer. Yeah, so I used this. I would just go in, get my brush. I like the way I do my contour now, and you'll see it when I do it, but I feel like I was doing the wrong spot on my face. But this is how I used to do my contour. I would go right about here, and just go up, and then I would blend it in with a blender. And like, yeah, that's kind of like how I used to do it when I first started out. It's not bad, but I feel like it doesn't accentuate my face at all. What I do now, I think, really helps my face. So let's show you that. It's not looking too bad so far, but now what I do is I use cream mostly. I keep cream only basically now. So I get one of these. I got it with my like clips. It just works out nicely for me because it literally goes from my lip all the way over, so I can get a nice clean line. And I think I just got some on me. I did. Alright, so this is what I use. So get some on this. Can you do me a favor? Can you hold this? Because this requires 2 hands.
Me for something, and then want me to hold something.
So I like to get it about right where my lip starts, and then I hold it right there, and then I just do a quick swipe. And then I pick it up. Thank you. And then now I use more of a contour brush, and I blend it out. I'm used to doing this instead of a full-size mirror. And then I like to go in with my beauty blender and really get that in. I go a lot harder on my contour now than I used to. But what I like about it now is like it does hug my cheek better. So it does lift my face a little bit more, and I like that. And I also really love that contour look. We'll also be cutting this later, but next step. We're gonna do our full base, it seems, first. Something that I do now that I don't do, I use concealer because I'm much older than when I started doing makeup, so she got way more bags now. So now I use Shape Tape under my eye. Alright, because of that concealing, you can see that I don't have as bad as bags. Alright, I'm going to set that real quick because that's something I have to do now because I'm old. I never even used to set my face until about 2 years ago, so yeah, this is a new step in all for me. I'm going to set that, let it sit for a little bit. Alright. Something that I do now that I didn't do, I cut my chin with some concealer. So I like to go from about here and then cut all the way to my chin. And then cut around. Nice little triangle. The trigonometry taught me anything. Life's about triangles. And then we're going to blend that out. This just helps give a nice little distinction between top and bottom, and like if you also screw up on your contour, you can cut it. Alright, yeah, just a nice little line there. That's something that I do now that I don't do. Alright, and then let's move on to blush. I actually have the blush I used when I started doing makeup, which is sad. Don't do that. But we'll use that today. What did I used to use? I used to use a brush like this. Just like get in there. Use way too much. Alright, now I use an actual blush brush. And I've been using the new Animal Crossing blush that came out a few months ago. Let's dip into that. Just makes a little difference. I like to go up and I need to go across and up into my contour. Gives a nice little color to your cheeks. Alright, next step. Get some stuff away. We'll do eyes next. And since I did my eyes last, I'm going to do a trick that I used to do. Because I used to not do my eyes first. I used to do them last, like a lot of people do. But we're going to add an extra layer. We're just going to pack this so that if there's any fallout, it'll be a lot easier to swipe away because it'll be sitting on the powder and not on your concealed face. And this is also a nice little good step because, hey, what's wrong with a little bit more powder? Right. So, I do a little bit more with my eyeshadow than I used to. This is actually a palette I used to use before. I used to only use like packer brushes. Like, I swear I only ever used to use this brush when I did my makeup. So we're gonna kind of do something like that now. I used to only do like a lid and then something above my lid and I would call it a day. That would be my look. So we're gonna try and do something like that now. Something like that. And then I would clean this brush, use it again. That hasn't changed. I still do that. I have enough brushes now for my eyeshadow though that I usually don't have to. And then I'd get another color that would like a little bit deeper. So we'll use this like blue one. And then I would literally just like top it. Like kind of create like a crease. I don't even know what I was doing back then, but I would do this. And I would just take it along the top of it. I used to not use the full space a lot. I think Priscilla talked about this too. We used to do very small makeup, but now we've definitely expanded and used all over our eye. And so yeah, I'd kind of do something like that. I used to do a lot of points. I'm not going to do that now because that takes more time. So yeah, this would be a very Luna eye when I started doing makeup and what I really thought was like the best thing ever. Right, and so now I use a lot more colors than just two. A palette that I've been dipping into a lot of lately is my Zodiac palette. Let's do a nice pinky look. Or I could do another blue look and show you what I kind of do. Yeah, we'll do that. Alright, so now I use Morphe brushes, and I like to use these ones specifically. Nice little brush, it gets into your corners really nice. So we're going to start out, we're going to do another like blue look, so I'm going to use that top row. Alright, we're going to start out with this one. Right. So let's go in with our first color. I like to use this color, and I'll do it all above my crease. Alright, and then I like to go in with a color that's darker and add some depth. You'll see what I mean, but I really like this. It really helps make your eyes pop. So I get like a darker blue, and I'll add that on the outer corner. You get another brush, blend it together. You can get the previous brush that I was using, and then I'll get some of that color to blend it in. There we go. Nice little depth just in the outer corner. This is what I like to do now. It looks really nice. I really recommend it. If you're just starting out, it's a nice little tidbit. It's like my go-to if I'm trying to do a quick look. Right, and then on my lid, I like to usually use 2 shimmers or just 1 shimmer, depending on what I want to do that day. then I still use that brush, that one that I used for my other makeup. I still use it for this stuff because it's a really nice little packer brush. So I'm going to use these two. I'm going to do the lighter one towards the inner, and I'll do the darker one towards the outer to kind of to match the top to add depth like we were doing before. Do about half the eye, and then go in with a little bit of the darker one. And then I like to take this and drag it from the color that we have over and pack it, blending outward, giving a nice little gradient. Bam. There we go. That's how I do my eyeshadow now compared to how I used to do it. I also like to add into my waterline. It's usually my last step in my makeup routine. Alright, so what's left? We're going to brush off that excess powder that we had. And we had a little bit of fallout. And then boom, just gone. Right, now I'm going to set my face. So I'm going to take some of my setting powder. This is something that I do now that I didn't. As you could tell, I didn't used to do a lot of steps in my makeup before. So that's something to learn from me. Do these steps. And then I'll set my whole face. Evening everything out. This also helps prevent sweating. It will help that. If you're a big sweater, I am a big sweater, so I recommend this if you sweat a lot. Alright, next I'll do lashes. I'll do lashes off camera. So I'm going to do my lip. This is something that I actually used to use. Gonna incriminate myself. I did steal this from somewhere. I'm not gonna say where. It was the only thing I've ever stolen in my life. That's why I still have it. When I first started out, I used to use only red lipstick. It was like my only thing. I thought it was my signature color. But let's just dive on in. Okay, so that's like basically how I would do my lips before. Now I tend to overdraw my lips because I'm getting older and my lips are getting smaller. It's the downside of getting older. I feel like this video is just me complaining about how old I am, and I'm really not even that old. Alright, so we're gonna do that. I always like to do my lip normally first, so exactly how I did the other side. But now I like to overline only my top because my bottom lip is pretty full. It's not even that over the top that I go, but it adds just enough for me to feel happy and not feel like I have a small lip. Yeah, it just like makes it look a little bit fuller, pops a little bit. I love it. It's been my go-to lately. Alright, so I did my lashes off camera. What I used to do is like a small lash, couldn't even really tell, and now I do a boom lash. I love a giant lash. Honestly, if you're just starting drag, wear a lash. It is not easy to learn how to do. Sometimes you just get lucky. Next, something that I used to use. I really don't use it anymore, but I used to use this a lot. I used to use highlighter. I don't really use it as much anymore now. Yeah. So, yeah, this is how I used to do my makeup. Besides how I used to do makeup, this is how I do it now. You can see a lot of differences. I feel like my contour, like I said, definitely hugs my cheek a lot better. Cutting really does make a difference. It really helps even it all out. Can help fix your contour if you screwed it up. My lip, I like to overdraw now. It adds a little bit of something. I would have gone over a little bit more, but this lipstick isn't the best, but you get the effect. Wow. My forehead is red from that. But yeah, like eyeshadow, I used to only use 2 colors, very basic. Now I do a lot of blending, a lot of more colors, at least 4 to 5 colors per look, usually 6. Lashes, I like a way bigger lash. Yeah, so this is how I used to do my makeup. It's not bad, but like it's not what I like now. Yeah. And if you like this video, give it a like, comment, subscribe. Check back every Saturday. We'll have more videos. We've been enjoying all the influx of people watching, so thank you very much. Check out new music. We're on all streaming platforms. Definitely give us a listen. We're not the best, but hey, we have fun. If you like campy music, check us out. And with that, I'm Luna Soul, and Trash Pop's gonna make the world pop.